In today's lab, we are going to take advantage of a real raise condition in a coupon redemption system. The challenge is called raise 1, raise condition in coupon redemption. And the idea behind it is very simple. The application clearly says that each coupon can only be redeemed once per user. So naturally, the question is what happens if multiple redemption requests hit the server at the exact same time? So that's what we are testing. The goal here is to understand how race conditions happen. We identify the timing window in the application, send concurrent requests, and then see whether we can bypass that one use per user rule. So under the hood, this system follows a very specific sequence. It checks whether the coupon has been used, then it waits about 200 milliseconds and only then updates the database. That small delay creates an opportunity. So if multiple requests arrive during that brief window before the database is updated, they might all pass the validation step. And if that happens, the same coupon can be processed more than once. So this type of flaw is called the time of check versus time of use vulnerability, where the system checks a condition and uses it later without protecting the gap in between. So today we'll see exactly how that works and how that plays out. Now, before we jump in, it's important that we understand why this matters. So, race conditions in real systems, they can lead to duplicate transactions, double withdrawals, oversold inventories, or serious financial loss. It's an application security issue, and everything comes down to timing with race condition. So, as we can see here, we are on the race 1 page. Over here, we can see our username, which is test user, our email, account balance is 100, and our starting balance is also 100. Now, if you look here, we have available coupons. And the coupons like welcome 50, save 25, premium 100, and lucky 77. With all of these coupons, the maximum use is 1. Max uses 1 for all of these coupons. And that's the business rule. 1 coupon, 1 redemption per user. Before we do anything, I'm going to show the baseline. What I'm going to do is to copy this link. I'm currently in Firefox. I'm going to copy this and I'll minimize, go to the terminal and type Burpsuite. So we're going to, over here, we're going to be using HTTP history. First, I'm going to open the browser in Burp, and then I'm going to paste the URL link that I copied from Firefox. And now we are on our website, our race condition page. I'm going to go to the coupons and I'm going to try to redeem a coupon and use it once. Successful. Now in HTTP history, I'm looking for the endpoint. This endpoint, the request body, which is this, and then the response JSON, which is this. So it shows me success true here, which means that the coupon has been successfully used. So I was able to redeem it once. So if we go back to our browser and we check our balance, $50 was added to our balance. Now, if I try to redeem again, maximum uses 1 reached. And if you check here, success false. The response changed to success false. And we get the message that coupon welcome 50 has already been used. Maximum uses 1 reached. So this step matters because it proves that the rule exists. Now, before running the race condition test, I'm going to reset the demo. So I'm going to go back to the browser and here I'm just going to click reset. The reason I'm resetting is because if the coupon is already marked as used, there's nothing left to race. So the check will fail immediately. So I'm just resetting the app back into its vulnerable state. So now welcome 50 shows max uses 1, but use is 0 now. So the balance has returned to its starting value. Now this lab provides a built-in raise condition attack panel, which I think is just for the learning purpose. So if we look here, we have the same coupon options here. So if we select the welcome 50 coupon, and then we set the concurrent requests over here to 5 requests, and we click launch raise condition attack, what we see is that even though max uses is 1, the coupon use count increases above 1, so it becomes 4. So if we check our balance, it's now $300. So the vulnerability has been exploited. So what we are going to do is try to prove the raise condition, that this race condition exists and is not just a fake UI animation. And we're going to be using Burpsuite for that. So in Burpsuite, we want evidence of the multiple requests to the same redeem endpoint. We also want evidence of the timing, how close the timing is. And we also want evidence of the state inconsistency. Now, after we've been able to launch our race condition attack and we've been able to use our coupon a few more times and our balance has increased, when we go into Burpsuite and we look for the redeem coupon endpoint, we see that it appears here several times. And for each time, the success was true. So we were able to use the coupon 4 more times. Now for this lab, I'm going to be using the tool called Turbo Intruder. Turbo Intruder is a Burp extension that is designed for high performance request execution, especially where timing matters. So, for something like race condition testing, it's a very useful extension. So, to install Turbo Intruder, we will go to extensions and BA or B App Store. And if you look here, you see Turbo Intruder. So, you click Turbo Intruder and then you install. And once it's installed, you'll be able to send a request to it from Burp. It's similar to using the repeater. So now our Turbo Intruder has been installed. So again, I am going to reset the demo because like I said earlier, if the coupon is already marked as used, there's nothing left to raise. So the check will fail immediately. So resetting puts the app back into a vulnerable state. Now Burpsuite already has an intruder. But Burpsuite Community Edition's Intruder sends requests in sequence, and race condition needs real concurrency. So Turbo Intruder, we install Turbo Intruder because it allows us to send many requests at the same time and makes them very fast, and we are able to control how many run together. And we're also going to be able to exploit timing weakness. Before we continue, in HTTP history, we see a lot of post and get over here. So a get request is used to retrieve data. So it's basically the browser saying, show me something. So for example, if we load our account balance or if we view coupon details, that's a get request. Now a post request, on the other hand, is used to send data to the server to change something. So in this lab, when we redeem a coupon, we are not just looking at information, we are modifying our account, and the balance also changes. The coupons used count changes. So the coupon redemption uses a post request. And that's important because race conditions usually happen in requests that change server states. So like purchases or transfers or coupon redemptions. Now I'm going to demonstrate the race condition. I am going to click on this post API redeem coupon endpoint. Right click, extensions, Turbo Intruder, send to Turbo Intruder. Now we see a script here. Now for this script, if we look at the first line, we have this function. What this is doing is basically telling Turbo Intruder how we want to send the request. And then we are creating something called a request engine. This is the part that controls how requests are sent. So inside it, we define endpoint to target endpoint, which means send the request to the same URL as the original coupon redemption request. Concurrent connections 10 means open 10 connections at the same time. So this will allow multiple requests to happen in parallel. And requests per connection equals 1 means each connection sends one request. Pipeline false means don't stack multiple requests inside one connection. We want separate parallel requests instead. So this whole block is setting up the engine to send requests at the same time. And then here we have the important part. For I in range 10, this means do this 10 times. And then inside the loop, we have this. This line says take the original coupon redemption request and send it. So overall, what we are doing is we are taking the same redeem request and sending it 10 times, almost at the same time, like simultaneously. Not one after the other, but at the same time. And that's the key to triggering the raise condition. And finally here, we have handle response function. So this just tells Turbo Intruder when you get responses back from the server, show them in the results table. So we can see if success was true or false, and we can also see status codes and how many actually went through. So in simple terms, this script sets up 10 parallel connections. It sends the same redemption request 10 times, and it shows us the responses. And if multiple requests succeed, that means that we have successfully hit the timing window, which is the raise condition. So I'm going to launch the attack here. Now, if we look here in the response section, we see success true. In the second one as well, we see in the second attempt, success true, success true. So we were able to successfully exploit the raise condition. Now, if we go to our browser, we see that the coupon has been used 10 times and our balance is currently $600. Initially, it was $100 after we reset the demo, and now it's $600. The system clearly says that the maximum users is 1 per user. But after we've sent the concurrent request, the coupon was redeemed 10 times, multiple times. That tells us how the back end works. The server likely follows the logic that if it checks that the coupon has been already used, it waits for 200 milliseconds. So there's a 200 milliseconds delay, then it updates the database and credits the balance. And the problem is that the check and the updates are separate operations. So when multiple requests arrive during that short delay, each one checks the condition before the database is updated. So no request sees, no, this coupon hasn't been used. They are all processed, they all proceed. So if we map this lab to the attack techniques, we were able to send multiple requests simultaneously. We exploited a 200 milliseconds processing delay. Multiple threads checked the same conditions, and we were able to circumvent the one use per user rule. So in this lab, we were able to exploit the raise condition in a coupon redemption system. So the system clearly said one use per user, but by sending multiple redemption requests at the same time, we were able to bypass the rule and redeem the same coupon multiple times. So the key lesson here is that the vulnerability was not about input validation, and it wasn't about authentication, and it wasn't about hacking the front end. It was about timing. So we always have to think about what happens when multiple users or multiple requests hit the same endpoint at the same time, because that's where race condition lives. If you have any questions after watching this video, you can leave them in the comments and I'll be glad to help you answer them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.